Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Clumsy flying today. How's everyone doing? Patrick, goodness, 24 months. 2 years of goodness. How's it going, man? Thanks for joining. How are you, Scotsman? How's the trucking going? Nice screenshot you shared there. With the hauling the train and driving the train, same angle. Nice touch. What train is that? I bet you would know what model that is. Awesome. Good to hear, Patrick. Is work busy with the holiday season coming up? How are things, everybody? Hope you are fine. For me, counting the days. This week is my last working week of the year. And we are on hump day. At least for me, it's Wednesday here. So, getting through it one day at a time. The Voslok G6 German Shunter. Sounds fancy. The train does look familiar, but I had no idea that was the model. Cool. So for today, guys, we are continuing our Appalachian Trail Tour. And we still have quite a ways to go. I did plot it in little map though. And let me show you how that looks. I think I can show you the map like this. Does that work? Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. And what I can show you is something like, if I maximize that, yeah, I think that's perfect. So this is where we ended last time in White Oak Stand. Just like a little farm, right? Most of the fields that we're flying through, it's like farms in the private airstrips. So in terms of where we are, that's the US, and we are on the east side of it, the Appalachian Mountains. Now what I also realized is I could actually change the background of the map here. The nav map has that function. You can download other maps, and you can download them from the mods list. Exclamation point mods if you're here in chat today, or if you're watching this in YouTube as a recording. Mods list should be in the video description, the link. And you can download more maps for Little Nav Map. So if you're flying in the US, and if you're flying VFR, then you can actually enable this guy right here. And yeah, that looks like a jumbled mess, but this is what real pilots use as far as I know when they're flying VFR. Because when you zoom in, it gets really detailed. And you can actually see, this is what they call the VFR sectional map. VFR charts, so you can see like if there are mountains, it will mark those mountains for you, like the peaks of those mountains, so you know how high you need to go. And you also have those numbers 61, 53. Those are, I believe, like the off-route altitudes, the safe altitudes to fly in those sectors in that grid. So that gives a bit better perspective in things. It's a bit. I thought of this because I was actually planning on maybe flying in VATSIM. VFR, just VFR. Just so we can be involved in the VATSIM world, right? As the airliners fly, as the controllers tell the airliners where to go, we'll just be happily buzzing along, flying VFR, not really talking with them, but listening to them. But yeah, I looked at Volanta, which has a view of how things look like. You can see the blue areas here. Those are the ones with online controllers. This one is where we're flying in the east. It's still a bit gappy. So nothing much there, but maybe later we can try just to get those VATSIM communications in our ears as we fly. But in the meantime, we can fly VFR here and enjoy a bit and try and compare, right? If we see a mountain that's around 4,000 feet here, we can compare. Do we really see that? If there's because that's not only mountains, and there's so much more to study here in this VFR sectional. Like the legends are so complex. It tells you if there are significant landmarks like watchtowers or power lines you can see here, or maybe rivers and whatnot, so you can compare that. And this goes to much more detail than reading it from just like Google Maps like this, right? Which almost tells you nothing. The VFR sectional is really made for flying, so the important things as you fly along. So we'll see. But anyway, yeah, we'll start here in White Oak Stand, Victor Alpha 11. If anyone wants to join, flying together, that is more than welcome. We are in the Singapore server in the Microsoft Flight Sim, I think. Southeast Asia server. Yes, let's go and load it up and see how it looks. Alright, let's look at the map there. Victor Alpha 11. Let me load that in here. Looking good. So what do you guys have planned for the holidays? Any travel planned? Is that a thing yet these days? How do we know the wind direction? What we can try is put in a filter, wind effect on the ground. I believe that should tell us. Okay, at least this one said, wow, that's pretty strong winds. Is that real? Whoa. That looks scary. 31 knots coming from the west. Okay, so let's pick runway 31 if we are to follow that, and then let's compare if that really is the case there. Alright. And looks like we'll have to shut down the engine, because if we're starting on a runway here, that means the plane will start not cold and dark, but ready for takeoff. Ready for departure. Let's go and pick a, let's say around 2 p.m. maybe. All players off, preset, live weather, not live time though. Yeah, that looks good. See how that looks. Let's see if little nav map will detect us. Sometimes it doesn't. Man, I was really hoping to get the Kodiak 100 in time for this stream, but at the latest next week is when we'll be flying it. I've been watching a lot of missionary bush pilot Ryan's videos, learning a lot from him how to fly the Kodiak 100 and just the general feel of bush flying, and it feels so great. For now, we have the PC-6 in front of us, which is more than capable of those bush flights as well. Might even be more capable when it comes to that aspect because of its beta descent and maybe shorter takeoff landing roll, maybe. Alright, let's see. What are you starting us with? Where are we starting off? Okay. Forward. Let's go back to low idle for now. Let's check what you've given us. And we did get an update for the G1000 NXI. I think it's 0.10.1 now in the version. Let's sync that up. Now if you look at the VFR sectional here, if you look at the terrain, well, the safe altitude would be 6,100 here. Here it's 5.1. So we can go for 7,000, but maybe we don't need to go that high. If it's a great day outside, then we can fly visually, and maybe 4,000 would be more than enough. 3,500 even if we avoid that peak. Let's try 3.5 first, and then let's climb if needed. So let's put that here. 3.5. Yeah, we won't start cold and dark today, because everything has been prepared for us already. I'm just checking if there's something that's missing. Trims are good. The altimeter should be adjusted so that it says 2,100. We don't really have a meter here, so we don't know the exact altimeter setting, but what we can do is adjust our altimeter here until it says 2,100, because that's the field elevation here. And then we'll know that's the correct setting. So something like that. 3032 is the correct setting, looks like. Good. Alright, over here, let's go ahead and plan this route. Let's add this up. If we press that one, you know what, let's just go direct. I think it will be easier for us. So it's Victor Alpha 07 is the next destination. Okay, Tazewell, Burke's Garden. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Activate. There we go. And if we zoom out, I do have the relative option for terrain. No, it's actually off. Okay. Let's go for the relative one here so we see if we have mountains coming up ahead. Over here, we can turn on the synthetic vision. I think that will help. SVT. Oh, that's actually on already. Okay. Nice. Alright. I think that looks good. Let's check our transponder is in altitude reporting. Not yet. There we go. VFR 1200. Looks good. Alright. Let's double check takeoff. Before takeoff, let's just check all these are good. Yes, stab trims are good. Flap setting is indeed on the takeoff position. Let's go and check our controls quickly. Yeah, looks good here. Rudder is working fine. Brakes as well. Good. Landing lights are wrong though. The position on the landing lights are wrong. Let's go ahead and move that forward. You can see that moving forward there. Very nice. Look at how nice the weather is. And this is actually pretty accurate. This is, I looked at windy.com before the stream started. This area we're flying in is actually pretty good. It's almost no clouds. You can see the high pressure, so very great weather, perfect for VFR. One second guys, let me just open AIG traffic controller in here so we can get more traffic on the way. Good. And then let's continue with the checklist. Altimeters, yes. Fuel quantity, oh yeah, that's something that I should check because I don't want the extra tanks. That will just make us heavier. So for fuel quantity, yeah, the external tanks, we don't want that. What I'm missing in this plane, which I hope they add, is something like a calculator, you know, a takeoff calculator. Depending on your weight, it would tell you how much runway distance you need, even just like a reference, a chart. Because if you're going to take off from these very short strips, it really helps if you know how much cargo you can load up, right? So right now I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the map here where we're going. So here it's only 1700 feet. You can see that in the VFR sectional map as well. 2100 is the elevation of the airport, and then 17 is the longest runway, and that's the only runway we're at. So 1700 is the length. The next one is a bit longer. You can see Burke's Garden here, 25, so 2500. It's a bit inconsistent. It says 28 in Little Nav map, but okay, around that point. So what we can say is we can be maybe, yeah, we can probably take off without any cargo here in White Oak. You can say we just deliver the cargo, and then we can simulate that we are picking up the stuff from Burke's Garden, where the runway is a lot longer. We have a bit more allowance, and I think it's asphalt as well, the runway. So that looks pretty good. That looks promising. So we can go and check it out there. Looks like there's no wind as well, which is good. Alright, so let's double check here. Anti-ice switch, prop de-ice, they are all off. It's 9 degrees outside, should be okay. We don't need that. Engine instruments all in the green. Yes, RPM is a bit low, but that's okay because we're still in low idle. Alright. Oh, and looks like, yes, looks like we just got traffic injected, so it kind of lagged for a bit. But now if we look, we should have planes in the vicinity. We should see them a lot. Lots of apps running in the background. One second. Oh yeah, it's going to take a while. This AI companion app that will help us get a bit more context on what planes are in the vicinity. but there are a lot. There are a lot. Oh, we can hear one actually. Yeah, there was one. Okay, anyway, we'll focus on that later. Alright, heating control is off, I believe. One sec, did we have a co-pilot in here? Hopefully not, okay. Yes, okay, everything is good. Heating settings are off. Tail wheel is not locked yet, interesting. That's locked, right? Yeah, that was not locked for takeoff, that's dangerous, okay. Rudder test, and now let's go to high idle. Get our takeoff ready, so we will be taking off, turning right. And I guess we should be able to take off before we reach the house. Let me have a look outside 1 second. My goodness, this is the airstrip? Where? Where? Okay, 1 second before we finally go. Let's have a quick look. AI companion should list down where all the planes are. Hey Chris, you made it. It's the correct day now. How are you? There we go, guys. All the planes in the vicinity. Air Canada Express, Delta, American Airlines. So let's have a look at the live map. See that we're not alone here. Very nice. Follow player. Zoom in. Look at that coolness right there. We have one behind us, which is a Southwest 737. Nice, that's probably the guy we heard. He's at 7,000 feet, actually pretty low. Interesting. Maybe he's about to land. Alright, cool. See that there. See that there. So many apps on my side, guys. And the thing is... oh crap. I might have spawned in the wrong airport, actually. I might have... I might have looked at this wrong. So I was looking at Sky Park. I was looking at, okay, Victor Alpha 11, that's where we start. Apparently not. Apparently we should be starting at 32 Victor Alpha. So maybe this is not where we ended. It's a bit close though. So we'll just fly a bit. Maybe we'll do a U-turn. We'll turn right. Face the opposite way. On a 140 track, probably. We're heading, and then once we're close enough here, I'll resume the flight, and then we can proceed. Okay, but that's fine. Alright, let's focus on the takeoff first. Okay, everything is in the green. Now the RPM is closer, looking good. Alright, let's release the parking brake. Oy, 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 oy. High idle, please. Release the parking brake. Alright. Release the brakes. Push forward on the throttle bit by bit. That will have a tendency to push to the right, the left. There you go. There we go. Just keep it steady, very light, very easy. Everything is red in the map at the moment, but that will change soon enough. Not ideal. How's it going, Chris? Glad you could join today. What have you been busy with recently? Right, let's pick up some altitude first. As we climb a couple of 100 feet, let's start retracting the flaps here, bit by bit. Okay, there we go. Flaps are up, just pulling back on the stick as well a bit. Keep that back pressure so we continue climbing. Oh look, there's like a house in there. Oh, by the way, I changed the trees now, guys. So previously we were flying in with 4 Seasons mod. We're still flying with 4 Seasons mod, but before it was in autumn. Now I changed it to winter. I think that's more apt these days, right? Has it been snowing already where you guys live? I would bet. Alright, let's go ahead and 3,500, there we are. Pull back on the throttle here. Level off. Turn right. Bit of adverse yaw. Just face the opposite way. Man, that is beautiful. Love hand flying this plane. Feels so sturdy. And there's like a light mist over the horizon in there. Quite like it. Right, 3,500, not quite high for that area. We might need to climb here, but I'm not sure if we'll reach that part anyway. Where we are starting off should be nearby. Maybe we can fly over it. We'll see. Alright, but yes, let me just see how this goes. Okay, let's clean up the plane, turn off the aux fuel pump. We can turn off the landing lights now. Looks good. And we can start with the trim, right? Rudder trim, moving it to the left bit by bit as we have less power. So the tendency to, whoa, so cool. Hey, who is that? Hey, shoot. Thanks for joining on the caravan. Not sure if you're watching the stream, but if you are, hello. Awesome. Awesome stuff, man. That's so cool. Not seen this aircraft before. Ah, yes, sure thing, sure thing. This is the Milviz PC-6. So recently, we got the PC-6 from Asobo, right? To be honest, I haven't tried flying that myself because I bought the Milviz PC-6. So it's the same model, but by different aircraft, by different developers. And this one I'm flying is the one by Milviz, which is in all aspects, from what I've heard, is superior to the Asobo one. So I have not really had a chance to try out the Asobo one. So here it is. One sec, sorry. Super excited, Larger. Super excited. Welcome back to the stream, man. I am waiting for that. Super waiting for that. It's not the one. There it is. And you can hear there's a bit of like airliner sound in there when you go to drone mode. It's a bit of a just a split second, but you hear it, right? I think it's a bug with the AI. They're not muting the sounds well. So this is the PC-6, very famous plane. The Turbo Porter, as they call it. It's an amazing little plane that's very capable of flying anywhere you want. Now we're climbing a bit here. Looks like we will need to climb though. There's a bit of haze in front of us. Yeah, let's climb. Let's climb to maybe... what did I change? No, that's not the one. Let's go to 6,500 maybe. Okay. Push forward here. I was actually hoping on getting it larger before the release, but I'm not sure if I will. I did get in touch with Alex though from Simworks Studios, and he told me that he will be giving me a copy. I'm not sure when, but he said this week. So it's probably either during release or maybe before release. We'll see. I'll follow up with him. But he seems to be super duper extra busy. And yeah, I don't want to add to his workload because he's really rushing to make things happen. Third best plane after the DC-6 and Piper Arrow. Oh, he still likes the Arrow better than the Kodiak. Great, great. Because yeah, from what I've seen from Fabio's streams, the Kodiak 100 really is simulated very well, right? It has all those details that really add to the experience. All those things you can fiddle with in the interior that just makes the immersion so much better. And it flies very well. It will not baby you. To give an idea of how realistic and how hardcore it is, it does not have those typical states. You know how it is, like when you load something in other planes, you can press ready for takeoff, ready for taxi, or cold and dark. You can choose the state. In that plane, there is no such thing. It is simulated as like in real life. Like if you want to fly, you have to start it on your own. There is no easy mode. There is no easy button. So it's quite nice. It's quite refreshing. You have to work really hard for it. So we'll see. Right. It's a bit hard to compare, isn't it? They're very different categories. The DC-6, the Arrow, and the Kodiak, they're all very different categories. One is a radial engine airliner from the 50s. One is a turbocharged piston engine, and one is a turboprop engine. And they're all serving very different purposes. But yeah, I guess in terms of simulation, in terms of how much detail and how much accuracy is put in, I guess that's how the comparisons are done. Okay, that looks good. Man, I traveled very far away from where I wanted to go. 1 second. Oh, maybe I'm not going the right direction, apparently. Because I should be headed probably westbound now. Let's go and head to the west here. That's probably why we're not getting any closer. Oh, look at this valley right here. Very nice. Yeah, the winter colors are a bit more subdued, aren't they? We'll try and notice more as we go, if we can notice the difference. But yeah, definitely none of those yellow and orange trees anymore. They're a lot less apparent, the trees. They're not as loud. Okay, let's go with westbound here. Apparently I was traveling the wrong direction. Okay, that should be better. Head straight to the west. 1,000 to go for 6,500. Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of missionary bush pilots videos to prepare, to get ready and to get acquainted with the cockpit, with the procedures. Really looking forward to the Kodiak 100. I'm looking forward to it so much that I'm thinking of even using it for the World Tour series, which just recently restarted again. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I'll recommend you do. We are in episode 12 already, I think. The latest one released yesterday. ! YouTube gets you to the YouTube page if you're not there yet. And just look under videos, there should be a couple of World Tour videos in there. And currently we're flying the Turbo Arrow to fly us around without any GPS. I'm thinking of switching that to the Kodiak 100, see how people like it, and because I think we'll be able to travel faster, we'll be more nimble when it comes to which airports we can land in, and yes, we'll have better navigation. That means we won't have the no GPS clause in there anymore, because we will have the G1000 and XI, so we will have GPS. But that doesn't mean we can't have fun. We can still shoot those old school approaches, NDB, I'm not sure if it says NDB actually, it's an ADF, VOR approaches and whatnot. We'll see. Hey Babao, how's it going? Thanks for joining today. I know flying is not so much your cup of tea, but appreciate the company. How's it going? What are you busying yourself with? Oh hoy, mist developing out of nowhere. Is there any news, guys? Have you heard any news when the hotfix will be released for the sim? Because they have that in beta testing at the moment. But yeah, I have not heard when it will be released. Okay, let's pull back the throttle here. Looks good now. 6,500, let's stay there for a very comfy ride. 270, I'm still hand flying. I found hand flying this plane is much more immersive, much more engaging than just leaving it in autopilot. As with any other plane, I guess. Not the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Yeah, it's 43. Not that off now. Huh? How are you doing, Jack? Yar! How was... I never can remember the name of this game. Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh no, that's a different game. Zero Universe. Oh my goodness. Something Zero. Project Zero. I don't know. I saw you were streaming. I wasn't able to join though. I was preparing for the stream. Tired. Hopefully it's a good tired. You know, the kind of tired you get when you've done your best that day. You can just rest and really enjoy the exhaustion in a way. the Appalachian tour in the Kodak, yes, that sounds like a brilliant idea. When it releases, we'll switch to that plane and continue the tour. Yes, I think it's a perfect plane for this one. Both the PC-6 and the Kodiak 100. Generation 0, there you go. See? I told you I was close. Was tense in a war zone this week. Goodness. Not relaxing like the farm. Oh, finally it triggered. Okay. Sky Park just came alive and now I can resume the flight. There we go. Now we can go where we need to go because I started in the wrong airport. Alright, let's plan that thing. Actually, we don't really need this guy. Let's go north up. Just make sure that we're following it to Victor Alpha 07. So we can go direct that way. Should be. Direct. Victor Alpha 07. Enter. There we go. Let's just follow that line. Keep at 6,500. No, actually, we can probably descend to 5,500. Because we are headed east now. So we go to the odd cruising altitudes, right? 5,000, and then we add a 500 because we're flying VFR. I think that's how it goes. Changed your mic a few days ago. Nice. Not happy with the results yet. Oh, that will require a lot of tweaking. Jack would know a thing or two about that, so if you need tips, Jack is the guy to go to. He actually gave me a couple of tips as well. Helped remove some of the static noise and whatnot. And it can really make you maximize your mic. The Amazon tour. Ah, I see. I tried that. I tried that with the helicopter. I think we tried out different helicopters, the H135, the R44, and the Bell 47, just to compare the different helicopters as we try that out. Yeah, it was not very action-packed, was it? That tour. But yeah, I only explored the beginning of it. Maybe with the Kodiak, it will be a lot more exciting. We'll see. Right. Let's get a bit more power in here again. Yeah, I wish we had some like recommended settings, because for example, as I watch Missionary Bush Pilot in YouTube, he is very detailed with each of the things he does. So he teaches a lot of things, and he knows that a lot of people watch him who fly simulators, so they want to get as many details as possible. So he would say things like, okay, on takeoff, I'm aiming for 740 degrees ITT, on climb 720, on cruise 700. So you have like a target, like the ideal range for the power setting. But this is a different plane. This is the PC-6, so most likely those numbers will not really apply. But yes, the good thing is when we do fly the Kodiak, we will be able to reference those real-life points that Missionary Bush Pilot MVP is mentioning in his videos every time. He also has a very nice well, the videos are amazing, very professional, and you can see how much work has been put into them. So you learn a lot and enjoy a lot. So I highly recommend him if you're not following him yet in YouTube. Just search Missionary Bush Pilot. He'll be the guy. Flies in Papua New Guinea. What I like about his style of flying is he has this like checklist in here. Does anyone know what that's called? Like a switch checklist. Like each phase of the flight, you have a switch. So you imagine a switch, like the switch goes up or down. So during takeoff and climb, probably mainly during takeoff, he would make sure that all the buttons, all the switches move up, and each of those switches are labeled. So okay, have you checked your idle governor? Have you briefed the takeoff procedure or the abort procedure? So each of those have a button, and he physically switches them up when he does all of them, and he'll know that he's gone through the checklist when he's switched all the switches up. And in the same way, when he's landing, he would switch them all down. So he would know that, okay, visually, when he looks at that board, that checklist board here, switchboard, they would all be down and he'd be ready for landing. So it's a very tactile kind of checklist. For us, we can do it like this, right? Because we have this overlay and we can do the same thing. But I mean, in real life, that is a very amazing way of doing it. It's the first time I've seen anyone doing it that way. Oftentimes they would have like paper and they would do the checklist there, which is traditional. But having that and you can really see it in front of you and fiddle with it, it's a great idea. I wonder if you can do something similar in the sim. Sorry, a bit behind on chat. I'll catch up. I was a bit enjoying too much my monologue in there. Driving Scotsman. Oh, Paddy Pilot, PC-6 YouTuber. That's amazing, Larger. Okay, I'll have a look. I'll have a look. That will be great. Get more idea on how to fly the PC-6 properly, like in real life. Paddy Pilot, huh? Thank you. Just ordered a new pre-Sonos Studio 24C 2-in, 2-out, 192 kHz USB-C audio interface to replace your mixer. Oh my goodness, so pro. And here I am still using a USB mic. My goodness, I should learn a thing or two from you. You watched the video when you flew with a pilot and he was a co-pilot. Production work is the best. Yeah, my goodness. Do you have any idea how many cameras he uses? I'm not sure. I'm trying to count them. Maybe at least 5, maybe 7 cameras. Some are inside the cockpit, some are outside actually. Some are, he has an angle. Let me try and replicate it. He has a couple of cameras outside, maybe 3, which do something like this. 1 second. Let me just trim this so we are level out here at 5,500. I'm climbing a bit. Okay, that's a bit more trimmed. Let me go outside, it's going to get a bit noisy. He has an angle, this is real life, okay? Which has something like this. Like that. That's an amazing point of view. So his GoPro is probably attached here somewhere, right? And he has, I think, maybe one here more and then one here. And this is real life. He has those cameras in real life. So when he has the videos, you would see those angles. Like, imagine this angle, right? When you're on final and you see the runway in front of you or the strip, and it's that angle, that is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And then he has like an angle which is like this as well. So you see most of the cockpit, and you see him fiddling with the buttons and everything. Very nice. I think the only thing he's missing is like a PFD cam. Because oftentimes he would say something and you wouldn't really see it close up, like the MFD here, you wouldn't see. He has like a separate camera for that. But yeah, everything else, it's amazing. The production is amazing. You can order that checklist unit from his merchandise shop. My goodness, that is tempting. Thanks, Larger. I'll have a look. Awesome stuff. Pre-Sonos Revelator. How come you guys know all of these things? I have no idea what these are. These are mixers, I imagine. Yeah. If you're using an XLR mic, maybe. He flies in Indonesia also. Some good camera angles. Who is this? Oh, Paddy Pilot. I see. With the PC-6. Thanks. I'll have a look. Yeah, we have plenty of learn from them, huh? Plenty of things to learn from them. Okay. Looks like the airport is coming up. 8 minutes to go. We'll probably fly over it for a bit before we land, right? That would be the proper thing to do. Scout it first, make sure, get familiar with the area, be familiar with the airstrip, especially if it's hard to spot. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look at the map here. So we are right here, right? 5,500-ish. We're clear of that mountain in front. 4,000 feet. Which one is that? That peak. It's probably this one, huh? Yeah, that looks like 4,000 feet. Get a bit more power here. We are losing altitude bit by bit, and let me apply a bit of left rudder trim because the plane is kind of moving to the right just ever so subtly. Okay. Right, let's see. Yes, so this is Burke's Garden where we're going. There's a Beartown Wilderness area here, and there's like a 4,700 foot thing here. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's a peak of the mountain as well. 4,700, so we have to be mindful of that. There's 3,500 there, and the airport itself is 3,000 feet above mean sea level. So yeah, it's not really that. Those mountains aren't really high. They're almost the same level, I would say, as the oh my goodness, so much to the left, more left rudder. Okay, let's get back on track here. PreSonus is a good home studio gear manufacturer. Ah, goodness, you guys are pros. If you go XLR, you never go back. Yeah, that's why I don't want to go. You need to know these things. Yeah, the quality is very different though, huh? Yes, I think I might need to jump in there eventually, but I'm trying to prolong it as much as possible because USB mics are just so simple. Yeah. Keep the money for mods. Rangers, the captains. That doesn't sound so good. That doesn't sound so good. That brand sounds familiar to me though. Okay, I'll keep the map here on the other side, on my left, just so I can see where we're going. Alright. Looks like we have a runway. What is this? Runways. Looks like a 0321, something like that maybe. In terms of the winds right now, if this is the same, then probably 21 is a bit better, but it's barely there anyway, so maybe we don't need it. But yeah, it would help if we follow the right runway, so maybe a 2-1 approach would be good. Let's have a look. We do have this thing now, if you guys remember. A visual approach is now possible. Select approach, 0725. Okay, there we go. So 07 or 25. And then we can go for a straight or vectors. But no, wait, I don't think we need that yet. Let's go for this one first. Let's go above it and let's explore it a bit first before we do anything. XM8500. Oh, that's the mic you're using. I see. Is that also an XLR mic? Yeah, it's a relatively new thing in the G1000 NXI. You just hit procedures, and if you select an approach, it will show those options. So if the airport doesn't have an IFR approach, there is a visual approach there as part of it always now. Very cool and very useful for these trips. I'll do that later. We tried that last week. We discovered that last week, and I was so happy because it's so hard to spot these airships. And even with that, actually, we were still having a hard time. So it's really challenging. So we need all the help we can get. Let's get back to 5,500 in here. $20 USD. You mean the mics themselves are just 20 USD? My goodness. Alright, let's go for cruise here. I think that looks good. ITT below 695. Yeah, just don't go through the red line. Oh, this is cruise rather. Yes, before landing. Okay, we'll need to check the altimeter. How do we do that? That's a good question. What we can do is look for the nearest airport. We didn't really travel far, so the altimeter setting should be mostly the same. But we can try. There is an airport that's looks like it's big enough. It has a kilo indication, 16 kilometers away. There is a meter there, and it says here 3049er. Is that true? Because that's very far away from what we have. But okay, fine. Let's follow that 3049er. Hello? There you go. 3049er. That means we'll have to descend a bit. Okay, and then the airstrip should be... Let's go and choose the procedure here. The winds are still that way, so let's select the approach. Visual 2.5, enter. Let's go for a straight approach. So that will extend the runway center line, I believe. There you go. Then let's zoom in. Now one thing to note is that will not include obstacle clearance. So that does tell us that it's not foolproof. So like this place, oh, this place is cool. Look at this. If you look at the MFD, you'll see there are quite hills, right? It's like a plateau. No, it's like a valley even, surrounded by hills, and you have like a lower surface in the middle. But yeah, it is surrounded by those hills. That is pretty cool looking. My goodness. But yeah, the cool thing about this visual approach is it gives you a glide path actually. Not very accurate, but much better than nothing, right? So alright, let's see. So Victor Alpha 07 should be on our left side here. It looks like we have to start descending now. It's not too good reputation. Ah, I see. Goodness, you guys know your stuff. So the airport should be on our left. It does have an asphalt runway supposedly, so that might be it. Let me change this one. What was it? 2.5? 07 and 2.5. So let's put our heading bug on 2.5 just so we have an idea. Okay. Start slowing down here. Let's get our checklists in. Altimeters are checked. Fuel quantity is good. Aux fuel pump, let's turn that on. Ignition switch, let's turn that on as well. We are on high idle. We will set our flaps in a bit. And trim. Yeah, landing lights, yes. And tail wheel is still locked. Okay, good. I think that's it. Yeah, that looks like it. Right? Yeah, that's the one. Should be pretty long. Good. Alright, let's follow it. Start descending here. Following that glide path. Audio Technica. That's the one I'm familiar with. That's pretty famous, right? Okay. Looking good there. Now this one is a bit scary when you're about to see all the red stuff, so let's maybe change that to topo. It's good. Then we'll be turning to the left. I like that it actually even includes that like left turn. That kind of U-turn kind of approach. There we go. Start our turn to the left here. Start blowing some flaps. Looking good. Get some power in. Start extending those flaps bit by bit. Looking good. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Almost missed it. Alright, there we go. Looks good. We're a bit high. Slow it down. Slow it down. I think we have to be 65 knots, was it? Might be a bit too fast here. That looks better. We do have some trees right in front of the airstrip. Oh my goodness! We have someone landing as well. Well, we're first. We have to go around. Shoot is there. Around us. Double landing hype. Looks good. Keep it as is. Actually, based on how the winds are, shoot is actually on the right runway here. There we go. Did we bounce? We actually bounced. My goodness. There's the caravan.
Fantastic. You're halfway through part 1 of the Appalachian Trail Tour. The trail is said to have been dreamed up while sitting in a tree atop Vermont's Stratton Mountain. The creator envisioned the trail as a utopian refuge from urban life.
Goodness,
Hopefully,
that
you
caught me
found
off.
that utopia by flying a smaller, less complex aircraft. Okay, carry on when ready. You're making good time.
Goodness. Hey adventurer, how are you? Not my best landing, but we landed in one piece, so I'm happy. Let's go to the start of the runway here. Let's set things up before we go. And we'll load up. Right. Okay, let's go and load this up. Open the door. How's our fuel? Fuel, I think, can still... We can still handle our current fuel levels, but we can load up now since this is a pretty large runway for us. Let's go and load up to maybe 500 kilos, maybe. That looks pretty good. Let's go and close the door if we can. There we go. Nice. How's it going, adventurer? Where have you been flying recently? Alright. Looks good. Let's go and correct our trims here. So, aileron trim, stab trim is okay, but rudder trim needs to go to the right, like so. Oh, there's actually a sound for it. Oh, nice. Can you hear it? And I move my rudder trim a long distance like that. That's cool. Okay, am I using the right altimeter setting? Let's compare that. It's not bad. We're at 3160 here. It's 3060 on the map, so 100 feet off. It's not bad. That's not bad. Maybe it's just like a slope difference. Turn off the ignition there. PNG and Milviz border. Ah, nice. Following MBP's flight, is it? I'm watching him a lot these days too. Learning as much as I can for the Kodiak 100 to prepare myself when it releases. Alright, let's go for before takeoff checks. Reset this just to make sure. Set in the green. Right, let's go and use our... Get those flaps for takeoff. Is that takeoff setting? Yeah, that's 28 degrees. That does look 28 degrees to you? Does that? I think so. Okay, altimeters are good. Fuel quantity, yeah, still good. Aux fuel pump is still on. Yes, anti-ice, we don't really need it right now. Okay, heating control. Tail wheel is not yet locked. We'll need to line up with the runway first. And then we'll go. Alright, so let's move to 71 degrees. And let's go for... Actually, 70, is it? Let's go direct to the next airport, which is... Willow Bend, 2 Whiskey Victor 5. Okay, 2 Whiskey Victor 5. Willow Bend, yeah, that's the one. Good. Right, looks good. Let's go ahead and go to... Well, let's release the parking brake first. Let's taxi there. When is the new wheel arriving? Yeah, I'm still half and half. Because I do want it, but it's pretty pricey. And I can't justify it at the moment because I still have my old wheel working. So it's a bit hard to justify. I'm also trying to reach out to Thrustmaster, but I'm not sure I have the correct contacts. I haven't found the right contact yet. So let's see. It's a slow process. Why is a car driving through here? Where is he going? Is this an airstrip slash road? Yeah, it looks like a road, doesn't it? Goodness. Oh, there's chute waiting for us. Alright, let's line up here. Good. Let's not take up too much of the runway. Looks good. Alright, let's lock the steering wheel. And then let's move to high idle. Looks good. Alright. Yeah. Hope so too, Jack. Hope so too. Looking good so far. Pulling back just a little on the yoke. Takeoff power is set. Shaking a bit. There we go. Beautiful. See you there, chute. Yeah, Southeast Asia for me. So it will probably be the 18th for me. Usually it's that way. So usually I just add one more day to what the release date is. Because oftentimes those release dates are either American or European. Good. We can switch now back to the relative terrain. Oh, that looks scary. Seeing all those reds. That's fine though, that's fine. Okay, continue climbing. Let's retract those flaps bit by bit. There we go. Now we can climb faster. Turn off the aux fuel pump, turn off the landing lights. Nice. And then apply just the bit of left rudder trim. Release some of that right rudder. But yeah, apparently these turboprop engines are so powerful, right? When you're taking off, you really need that right rudder in the beginning because the plane will really kick to the left, especially with these tail draggers. But yeah, even with simple turboprops. That's why if you've flown the TBM 930 in the sim, right? When you look at the trim settings over here, there's like a rudder trim setting and there's like a green line for takeoff. That green line is like halfway to the right. So you need half right rudder to the right. Right rudder trim rather. To the right. When you do that. It's pretty interesting. So that seems to be applicable with most of other turboprop planes. Even with the Kodiak 100 here in the PC-6. This looks like a universal thing because those engines are really just so powerful. Okay, let's see. Let's get settled in here. Keep on that straight line. Once we're on cruise, we'll study what's ahead of us. Your Skypark often disconnects mid-flight. I have not yet. So far, Skypark seems pretty stable for me. I don't think I've ever had that happen with Skypark. I actually have that happen more in Little Nav Map. That sometimes Little Nav Map will not detect that I'm in the sim, so it will not detect my aircraft position. So what I have to do is quit Little Nav Map and open it again. Okay, let's pull back on the power here. Then trim it out. Left rudder. Man, this looks beautiful. Sim Connect causes them. You use LNM Connect remotely. Might be. I'm not sure if it's possible to have different Sim Connect versions. Or is that part of the sim? Because I remember before, back when the sim first released in August, there were some steps which made you change some sim connect settings. I'm not sure if that's still relevant or if that still has any effect. Yeah, it's a bit... Not sure if you did any of those steps before. Maybe that's impacting it. Alright, Jack. Awesome. Have a good one. I'll probably drop by. I'm not sure if I can play the farm though. I still haven't set it up. Thanks, man. Catch you there. Have a good night. After disconnecting, you have to... Oh, that's tricky. Have you tried reaching out to their support? I think they're pretty hands-on when it comes to support normally. Maybe they'll have a few steps for you. I remember before, when Sky Park first released, I was streaming, and then the developers came in and actually gave a few guidelines. They actually learned of a few bugs during release. They went on it immediately, and then they released a fix for everyone. So it looks like at least they are pretty hands-on with support so far. Hopefully it's still that way. Yeah, they do seem to be pretty active in Discord and in other things. Like the roleplay server, right? Where all the events are posted, all the announcements are made. Seems pretty good. It's a bit foggy below, but that actually just adds to the ambiance. There's something up ahead called Butt Mountain. Is this a joke? 1 second. Let me show you. That guy. Is that real? Yeah, straight ahead. Let me see if I can find that in the sectional map. Suggesting verify files. Yeah, that one I always have a problem with. From time to time, when I open Sky Park, it would say you need to verify the files. Like the files got corrupted and you have to verify them. So I have to go to Orbix and verify files, and then everything is good. So it's just an additional hassle, but it's never during flight. It's like when I start the app itself. So I guess very different issue. Not sure why it does that though. Might have something to do with my Windows installation, because yeah, that's like a common sickness with my Windows settings. Sometimes some of my apps just lose their settings, so I've learned to back them up, so when I boot up next time and that happens, I can easily restore them. So it's not only for Sky Park, it's for other unrelated apps as well that have some settings in app data, I guess, gets lost somehow. Entry, yeah, that would be interesting. Can have a look. Let me try first find it in the VFR sectional, but first let's try and trim this plane. So let's stay at 5,500, which looks like a very comfortable altitude for this one. There we go. Okay, that looks like it. Looks proper. So apply a bit of right rudder trim. So we're banking just a little bit to the left here. Okay, that looks perfect. Alright, let's see. Let's look for Butt Mountain in here. I'm actually not sure though if it will say the name, but based on the sign, it should be somewhere here. So it might be this 2,300 foot peak or this 1,800. Yeah, I don't really see the name though. Pretty cool. Willow Bend right in front of us. That's where we're going. That's 30 miles away. That should be pretty close actually. Nice. Still more right rudder, looks like. Looking good. Yeah, let's have a look at Bush Talk Radio. There's something. I don't log into Bush Talk Radio anymore. I prefer to just play the audio clips separately. It's just simpler, so I don't have to log in and whatnot. It is harder though, because I have to find my way manually. Let me see, where could we be? Oh my goodness, this is tricky. Yeah, maybe I should log in, although I don't think I even have it enabled. Yeah, I don't even have the app enabled. Dang it. Let's see. Where are we right now? Maybe that's a good question. Where are we high level? Let's have a look at the map. And if we go back to Google Maps here just to have an idea where we are. So right there, right? And that is West Virginia, right? Southern West Virginia looks like. To the west of Lynchburg here. South of, what's this? What's this place? But yeah, west of Lynchburg. That's the closest thing. Okay. Wow, we're now at 5,700. 1 second. Okay, Lynchburg. If we can find it here. West Virginia at least. Charlotte. Virginia. Okay, West Virginia. Oh, I see Lynchburg. Okay. Let's see. Show you. So there's Lynchburg. It should be to the west of it. I don't think there's Butt Mountain in here. Well, we can try. Maybe this one? Dinosaur Kingdom. Yeah, not much in here, I think. Let's see. Lane Stadium. Dinosaur Kingdom. Yeah, not here. Maybe we can just search for it. I hope there's no bad thing that comes out. 1 sec, let me move it out. It might be not safe for work what comes out as a result. No, I think it's okay. Alright. So that's why. Is it? Ah. That might be very apt. Hey, Fly Money. Next airport IKEA is 2 Whiskey Victor 5. 2 Whiskey Victor 5. Willow Bend is the name. That's right. Let's go and look for this Butt Mountain. It should be properly represented in the sim if it's a geographical thing. Lightly trafficked out in back trail. Do we have any images? Photos. Not sure. That would be the most indicative, I would say. 6,000 feet elevation, really? Okay, I'll keep an eye on it. Oh, we're now at 5,500. Perfect, that's the trim I want. There's a Chrome browser extension for Sky Vector Moving Map. Oh yeah, I've seen Fabio using that, I think. I'm not really the biggest fan of Sky Vector. Although, yes, I understand it's something that real pilots use and it's very useful. I just am able to find most of the stuff that I need in Little Nav Map already. Like the METAR, the routes. And in terms like measuring distances and changing flight plans, the Nav Map is more powerful for me. So I mostly stick with Little Nav Map. But yeah, what would you like? What is the value add for you in Sky Vector? What do you enjoy using with it? Because I probably am missing out. I just don't understand it well enough. You don't use it very often either. I see. Yeah, I'm more of a Little Nav Map guy. Most of the time I'm able to use that. Like, that's more than enough for me. Charts, we have Navigraph. And the flight planning, this is really powerful stuff, right? If I Like if I need to change some legs, I can just drag and drop, right? I can type stuff, I can do stuff, and then if I need the ruler, I have a ruler here just measuring distances and whatnot, and courses and whatnot. So it's very detailed, it's very powerful. You have sim settings, wind, position, and everything. So definitely a little nav map guy. Right, yeah, VFR flight, yeah. So even with little nav map, right, as we see, we can have the VFR sectionals in here if you use a custom map, so that's covered as well. But yeah, the weather stations probably. Oh yeah, the metars we do have here too, and colored as well. Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's for other countries, huh? If you need the sectional maps for other countries, that might come into play. Right, let's take a photo here because that looks amazing. Look at that. Ah, shoot, it's joining us there. Their backs. It's amazing. Oh, it looks like there's a highway here as well. I wonder what highway this is. This looks like a massive interstate. Photo are we taking before it runs out? Let's take a photo like so, maybe. Let's take one from like a missionary bush pilot angle, like this one, more realistic. Yeah, that one, right? That one I think works very well. Oh, that looks so real. You can almost imagine a GoPro hanging from the tail. Yeah, exactly. Little nav map is so powerful. Although when I'm flying an airliner, I often use SimBrief still. When I'm flying an airliner, I don't use little nav map as much. But when I'm flying GA, and when I'm doing my own flight plans, I stick to little nav map most of the time. I think the only thing it doesn't do as well is the fuel estimates, because it really depends on the performance measurements you've done, and if you've done the wrong measurements, then it will give the wrong estimates. So it's really based on what you feed it, and feeding it the right stuff is often tricky. And I guess one more thing it doesn't have is the clouds, right? Information, the cloud layers. So that's something I look at Windiat for. I haven't seen any planes in the vicinity, which is interesting. Well, aside from Shoot, who's following us. But yeah, let's see. What do we have? We should have plenty of folks here. We have someone in front of us. A Southwest 737-800 at 39,000 feet. Might be a bit too far for our visual though. Yeah, we'll see if something comes up nearer. Right. See how stable this plane is once you're able to trim it properly. The stab trim, right? The rudder trim. I'm not using autopilot, guys. And I'm hands-free. And we're mostly staying at 5,500. Goodness, that's amazing. That's an amazing feeling, not needing autopilot if you trimmed it properly. I don't often get that chance. We are kind of descending bit by bit though, so I think let's just apply a teeny weeny bit of power. Just keep us on our altitude. Your Shoot, by the way. makes perfect sense, man. Makes perfect sense. That's why you're interested in the ICAO code for the next airport. Thanks for joining. Glad to have a buddy flying with me. Awesome flying, by the way. You've done a much more magnificent job at landing than I did in the last airport. Let's see if we can find you. Yeah, you're there. Right there. Very nice. Yeah, the winter trees are a lot more subtle, aren't they? Instead of yellow and orange, they're now properly brown. Which makes perfect sense. I like it. And it blends pretty well with the default terrain. So I don't have terrain masks anymore. I used to like them, the terrain masks, but not anymore because they're they're not friendly with IFR flights. Like if you're flying the G1000, it has those like black marks in here we've seen in the previous streams. In the airports, it kind of covers with the terrain masks as well, so all the airports have that like brownish tint on them. It's not very good. It's good for visual flights, flying like this, but if you're doing any proper IFR flying, it's a bit of a hindrance. So it's not universal. So I just decided to remove it. It's not that essential anyway. It does add to the vibe, but it does sacrifice a lot of other things, so I think I'd rather keep them out. That's amazing, Larger. I will be flying the Kodiak 100. The Cody. I think that will be a great crew flight, huh? Yes, let's do that. Let's continue the Appalachian Trail with the Cody. The Seasons is still here. It's mainly the terrain masks that I removed, because the Seasons has like maybe 3 main components. Well, let's say 2. One is the trees, right? And the trees are still there. These are winter trees. And the other one is the terrain mask. Terrain mask changes the color of the ground. Like these, instead of having green like terrain there, it would be a bit more brown, for example, in autumn, in fall. So it would blend better with the trees. And that's a great concept, but it has some side effects. Those like brown stuff is like a patch, technically. So when you look on the map, you'd see them like black patches, black rectangles all over the map. And then those patches also cover airports. So instead of having like a properly colored airport with the runways and everything would have like a brownish tint, which just covers everything. So it's a bit hit or miss. Yeah, so I removed the terrain masks, and not bad, right? Not bad. Still get the trees. And it's a lot more universal. So yes, I think the terrain masks are, he did say it, that those are still very much experimental. And yeah, I agree. It's not really everyone's cup of tea yet. Okay, but yes, hopefully soon. We're getting close to Willow Bend here. How far away? We are 6 miles away. Goodness. So Willow Bend should be in front of us. That should be 2,100 feet. We're a bit high, 3,000 feet, but I'm not really concerned with that. If we follow the current winds, 2-3, so that should be... Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is one of those hard to find airports. Look at this. Look at this thing. So that's Willow Bend, right? There's the marker for Willow Bend, but the runway is there. Well, runway I think is overstatement. The airstrip is there. And maybe a 293 would be a proper approach for it. And yes, I'm not even sure if the G1000 can use that as a proper visual approach. It might not align with the runway, but you can try. Visual 29er. Straight. So we get a bit of extended runway center line. Okay. So how does that work? There it is. Okay, looks good. Looks like we don't need to descend yet. If you look here, there should be a TOD. There is a BOD. Oh, we do have to descend already. Okay, my bad. Let's pull back on the throttle here. If you look at the map, 2,100. Okay. We haven't checked our altimeters yet or anything. Let's go and check that now. BOD, bottom of descent. Nearest one is 37 kilometers away. 3053 is the altimeter setting. Let's go and follow that. Hopefully that's correct. 3053 is at the back. That one. Okay. We're landing. Altimeters checked. Fuel, we do have fuel sufficient. Aux fuel pump and ignition are going on. High idle, yes. Flaps, trims, we'll set that later. We need to descend a lot faster here. Yeah, tail wheel is locked. Lights, landing lights, turn on and position them. Okay, good. Right. So 1 second, let's zoom in here. Runway 29er would be there. Yeah, that does seem correct because you can see the marker for the way the airport is here, but the runway is over there. So it does seem like it detects that properly. Good. Alright. Now I'm just not sure if runway 29er is a valid runway to land in. And yeah, it doesn't seem like it because the winds have changed now. And it doesn't seem like it because there are hills here. So runway 29er coming from there might not be the best. It might be better to approach it from the opposite way. So let's pick the other approach here. Visual 1-1. Yes. Let's for a straight landing. Activate. Ooh, it's a bit close. Alright. Into Islander. Oh, larger, I think is a fan of that. I thought of buying it a couple of times. It has amazing sounds. It's getting better by the update. I was just a bit off-put by the visuals. The textures seemed a bit, how would I say, not on par with Microsoft Flight Sim standards from what I've seen. So I'm waiting for it to get like a texture overhaul, maybe something like that, and then I'll probably get it. But yeah, I haven't really tried it myself, so I might not be the best judge there. There we go, looks good. Let's be seeing it in front of us. 1 second, this is still the wrong... Oh no, we're like on a downwind leg here. Okay, so the airstrip is probably that one, right? Yeah, that looks like it. 1 second. Is it? Is it? Not so sure. Maybe. Does that look airstrip enough for you? Airstrippy enough? No, we're flying over it now on the left. Maybe it's this one. I have no idea, guys. How do you spot these? That's not it. That's a road. Should be parallel to us in terms of direction. Yeah, pretty tricky. Hey Kivo, welcome to the stream. People love that plane. The BN2, oh yeah, I've heard very good things about it. Yeah, it's just the textures that I have the main issue with. But yes, maybe once you get to fly it, you won't really mind it anymore, right? Maybe it's just a bit off-putting in the beginning. Okay, let's turn right here. You should be okay with a standard rate turn like this, I think. There's shoot. Shooting is landing. That's amazing, man. I'll be right behind you, looks like. Pull back. Flew that a ton. The devs are very fast reacting to community bugs or issues. 8 updates since first release. My goodness. It's amazing. I cannot see anything outside, guys. We are so far away from the runway. Alright, let's align ourselves here. There you go. Looking good. A bit high. Maybe we should just follow shoot. I think he knows what it's doing. Somewhere. Oh, that's the one. Guys, see it? I see it. Right in front of us. Oh, this is not the best approach. I think we have to go around. We can try. We can still try. This is it. This is for sure it. Oh, we can do it. My goodness, this plane is so powerful, so nimble. Even if you turn last minute, seems to be still working fine, right? I think. Flare, just a bit. There we go. Reversers. Up. Woo. Woo. Back it up a bit. Because I don't want to fall off that hill. Thank you. Woo. Made it. Go to low idle. Steering. Woo. Right before the trees. Oh my goodness. Close one. GG indeed. Yes, that's the power of the PC-6. Let's go and hit the parking brake here. Let me get back to chat. Awesome, you'll get it. Okay, let me know how it goes. Devs posting and commenting. Yeah, sound-wise it's the best. It's mainly the visuals is my issue. Because I've seen some videos of it. It looks very good. BN2 in Kodiak. Nice. Thanks for the follow, Kivo. Appreciate that. Hey Ken, thank you for joining. Sorry for the late response. Just a tad busy. Flight model is smooth, not too difficult to fly. Also very good for VOR and steam gauge flying. Ah, nice, nice. Don't you mind how it looks? Is it not an issue for you? Yeah, maybe it's just the beginning, huh? Once you get used to it, it's okay. Let's have a look where Shoot is. Oh, he's there. He's on final. we are a bit in the way, so he might snag our wing or something. Texture-wise, it's similar to PC-6. Ah, I had a different impression. I might need to take a second look. Hey, Morwaz! What your looks? How's it going, man? What's the recent plane you've been hand flying? Oh, beautiful landing, Shoot. Amazing. Like a boss. Oh crap. Stop. Just snagged the house a bit. I told you it was tricky. Yeah, this when you thought you would land properly, like, okay, I landed safely. And then at this point, you think you're safe. And then from here, it goes downhill. It's like, oh, wait, one second. Yeah, the only thing that saved me is my super powerful reverser. Reverse thrust of this plane is amazing. It can stop dead center. You bought 2 more helicopters. Nice. Ryzen 950-900X. Amazing. Well, Merry Christmas to you too. I'm not sure if you celebrate Christmas, but if ever not, happy holidays. Goodness, that's a great treat. It looks better now. Oh, it does it. Nice, nice. Okay, I might have to look at it again, because I've been looking for a twin engine turboprop, and we have a lot of those coming, right? That the Twatter, the Dash 8, is it coming to MSFS? I'm not sure. I know of 2 ones that are in development, but yeah, the BN2 Lander is actually very nice, right? MVP suggested in the last video that you set the condition lever to low before braking. Oh, that would, yeah, that would help. That would slow you down, because that would lessen the power coming from the engine. Although, if you have reverse thrust anyway, if you're on reverse thrust, wouldn't it lessen the reversing power? That would be interesting. That's an interesting question. We hit reverse right in touchdown, still didn't stop, landed at 7. Yeah, I think this airstrip is not meant for the Caravan, maybe. Doesn't have as much stopping power as the PC-6. I'm not sure if the Caravan is considered as a stall aircraft, short takeoff and landing aircraft. Will be more than twice as powerful. Nice. Yeah, I have the 3700 right now. It's okay, right? It's not bad, but it's not the best when it comes to single-threaded performance, and the sim likes its single-threaded performance. So when you upgrade to your 5900X, my goodness, that's going to be a beast. Good. Alright, so how are the winds here? I think we'll need to back taxi. But let's unload first. We need to unload all this stuff, guys, because this 1,200 foot runway would not be ideal. Yeah, let's unload here in the next one. Let's see. Let's study the route first. So this is where we are, Willow Bend. We did find it properly. Stopped right at the edge of the runway, of the airstrip. The next one, actually we're crossing over a relatively bigger airport. What is this, guys? If you know your sectionals, what is this airspace? I have some hints. I have some like mnemonics that I've watched from other videos. Let's look at the bigger one. This one. Yeah, what is this one? Oh, there it is. There's the answer. Class Bravo. B for Bravo, B for Blue. So if it's a hard blue line, it's a Class Bravo. And for me, I'm not sure if this was in the video, but this is what I remember in my head. If it's red, it's C, Class Charlie. C for Crimson. B for Blue, C for Crimson. And that gives me a better understanding of easier to remember for me. So we are actually flying over a Class Charlie airspace in here, but it does say this Class Charlie airspace ends at 5,200. So here, I think it's from the ground to 5,200 if I read that right. And this area right here, this outer area, is from 3,800 to 5,200. So that's why there is a distinction between them. This one is from 3.4 to 5.2. So if we fly above 5.2, we actually won't enter the airspace and we won't have to talk with anybody. Actually, with Class Charlie, I'm not sure if you have to talk to anybody. With Class Bravo, for sure. But yes, I'm not 100% on that. The Caravan is supposed to be stalled. Actually, I'm not sure. I am not very familiar with the Caravan. The Kodiak for sure, yes. But then they are very similar, aren't they? So that would make sense. I don't know if I can do this takeoff. Remove all your fuel. Mostly just pure frequency with games. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Although the IPC count is getting higher with AMD, so that's catching up. Alright. Barely beats the 5900X, it's a year old. Yeah, still AMD I think at the moment. Correction, Ryan said you lower the condition when you're rolling out and landing. That makes perfect sense. Yes, after you're done with the reverse thrust, you lower the idle, so the pushing of the engine is lower at that point. It's a stall aircraft. I see. Okay, good. Thanks, Larger. I'll have a look. Yeah, let's have a look at shoot first here. Good luck, man. Man, this sim is amazing. I don't utilize these the multiplayer aspect so much, but when I get the chance, when we have you guys flying with me, I really do appreciate it. And it's nice to have that multiplayer vibe, right? Enjoying the fun with someone else. Super cool. I'm not sure if I'll have enough fuel. We'll see. I wish you can lock onto a plane like this. Oh, it's about to take off. Love that sound. You can do it. Airspeed's alive. Oh, that's looking good. Ish. It's ending. By hook or by crook, it's airborne. Oh, he made it. Good job. Don't stall now. It's amazing. Oh, I wish I can do that too. Okay, challenge accepted. Let's do that. Let's take off the same way. Landed the Caravan of 500 feet strips with no chance of going beyond. Oh, okay, nice. So it is capable. You just have to be really low on the airspeed, huh? Like approaching stalling speeds. Makes sense. Alright, 2150 in here. Good job, man. Good job. Alright, let's do that here too. Let's go for before takeoff. reset the page. Let's make sure we have our trim set. Yeah, our trim is a bit nose up. Let's center that here. Let's go and get our proper right rudder trim. Also, oi, those slackers. Remove our load here. Don't need that anymore. Remove all our load. There you go. Oh, I felt that unload. There we go. Oh, that's much lighter. Good. Yeah, I wish we had some kind of takeoff calculations with this plane. Will make me a bit more confident. Alright, trims are good. Flaps, I think we still have landing flaps, so let's change that. Flaps 30, flaps 28, looks good. Control stick is free and correct. Yes. Altimeter setting is okay. Fuel quantity is a bit low, but I don't think I'd have anywhere to refuel in here anyway. Kodiak can carry as much cargo as the Caravan despite its smaller size. Oh yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, maybe I can get back to on-air with that plane. Aux fuel pump switch to on. It is on. Ignition we don't need. Anti-ice don't need. It is pretty cold, 1 degree, but yeah, no moisture, no clouds. Tail wheel will lock it as we align. Let's line up with the runway first. Good. Drag some wheels and some water to slow down. That works too, huh? Yo, uninstalled MSFS because it somehow seemed to have become corrupted. Oh. Had enough for the moment. Nice. Yes, I'm really hoping for that hotfix. Although, in its own, it's great for me. I mean, it's not perfect, right? We have those sudden weather transitions. But, yeah, that seems like it's going to get fixed soon. I'm stuck somewhere, guys. I think we're stuck in mud or something. Push! What's the next airport? That's a good question. Let me just line up here and let me answer you. We do have our steering in here. Okay. Oh. Alright, that's I think good enough. Oh! The brakes on this plane either non-existent or not totally lined up, but I think I'll take it. The next airport is 0 Victor Alpha 1. Let's go plug that in. 0 Victor Alpha 1. Bedford. Johnson Foxfield. Yes. Looks good. Activate. That's the one. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can take off here first. Okay, looks good. No. You know what I did wrong? Aborting the takeoff. You know what I missed? Ah! Reverse! No! You know, I forgot all the stuff. Let's line up properly here. I'm still in low idle, guys. I am still in low idle. And I still don't have my tail wheel locked. Whew. Pro pilot, yes. That was a rejected takeoff practice. Now can we climb this hill? Let's try it. High idle just above this hill. Maybe that will work. Oh, it's actually working. Pro pilot checklist. Come on. Crest that hill. Oh, it's a powerful engine. No, that was intentional, guys, because we should be facing the wind, right? And the winds are coming from there. Stop! Okay. The engine was like the hiking, definitely. Alright, there we go. Now it's proper. Okay, let's go through the checklist properly this time. Yeah, those three things, the essential things, right? Locking the tail wheel and making sure the control lever is in high idle. There you go. Now it's proper. I'll message you the IKO. 1 second. There you go. Looks good. Looking good. Looking good. Pick up the speed and climb. No problem with this plane at all. Nice. Alright, there, shoot. Let me try and remember. 1 Victor correction, 0 Victor Alpha 1. 0 Victor Alpha 1 is the ICAO code of the next airport. Alright, looking good. Moving the flaps up. A Huey. Really? Wow. Wow. That's something I'd like to try. Thanks for rating, shoot. Okay, let's turn off the fuel aux pump here. Turn off the landing lights. Continue our climb. Looking good. Start lessening the rudder trim. Right rudder after airspeed alive. That is the tricky part here in the PC-6. Very tricky. It's very different from the tricycle planes. Yeah, this tail dragger tendency of just fiddling all over the place. Especially when the tail wheel starts to lift off, the dynamics become so different. So it has to be as gradual as possible, the application of power. Instead of just one take off power and release the brakes, it's normally release the brakes and apply constant power bit by bit, so that you can control the rudder. They show the tiny bit of the mid console in the pilot seat. Nice. They asked if he knew what it was, and of course he knew. Ah, so you spotted it. They didn't really say it, but it's you spotted it based on the looks. Nice. Stabilizer, rudder trim, so the right. The stabilizer is a part of the plane, right? It's the back part because it stabilizes the plane, I assume. This thing, right? This one. This is the horizontal stabilizer. That's what I know. So there is a stab trim, this one, and this one is the rudder trim. I'm not sure which part is the trim actually. This is the rudder, this entire fin here, but the actual trim usually is a different part. It depends on the plane, I think. Oh, look at how much that's banking. That's too much right rudder. Oh, you know what? Let's test it. Let's test it. So I have right rudder right now, and if you look outside and see what changes when we apply left rudder trim, let's see if we can spot it. Applying left rudder trim. Oh, there it is. Ah, okay. Alright, that makes sense. So the rudder trim, apparently, for this plane is that small piece there. That just small rectangular piece over here at the end. That's the rudder trim. So if I apply right rudder trim, left rudder trim, that's the one that changes. But if I actually step on the rudders, it's the entire thing here. So if I step on the rudder, it's the entire thing that changes. It's the entire thing that moves. Right? Makes sense? So, and I would assume it's the same here with the stabilizer. The stab trim, the entire stabilizer would move when I move the yoke, the stick. And when I move the trim, maybe it's only the last part, the end part. Oh crap, we're too high now. 5,500 should be good, so we're above class Charlie. But that should be enough. Alright, let's see. Let's see where the trim should be. Yeah, that's a great question, Larger. I didn't know that either. I normally am familiar with, like, in general, the rudder trim is... The trims work on slightly different surfaces than the actual primary flight controls. But each plane has their own, like, design. And for this one in particular, that's how it plays together. Very nice. Alright, start descending. Yeah, the trim is the smaller surface. The stabilizer itself, I believe, is this entire thing. This entire white paint. Yeah, that's the entire stabilizer. This entire area. The trim is only this part, probably. I would imagine. Like this one, the rudder trim is only this one. But the entire rudder controls this entire thing. Right. The trim is the smaller surface at the end, but the stabilizer is the entire horizontal part. At least that's how I understand it. Yeah, Murwas might have more inputs there too. It's like a truck but with wings, you should know it. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. This view is amazing and the weather is perfect. Let's have a look. We have VATSIM. Maybe we can fly. Oh, too bad. We still don't have a controller. Oh, we almost did. Dang it, that's a shame. Look at this. We did a while ago. Atlanta Center is online. That's where we are. Look at our destination there. Did a lot of circling around. We are outside though. If there is a controller that goes online here later, we can probably check it out. Can probably go online in VATSIM just to hear the frequencies, hear the communications, even though we don't really need to participate because we're just flying VFR. We're staying aware from the airspaces. Some trims work by pushing the main surface the opposite direction and trim that way. The P4TV does that, so if trim moves in the direction you don't expect, might look like it's wrong. Ah, yes, I understand what you mean. Yeah, it's not always straightforward, right? Yeah, each plane has its own way of doing things. But as long as it does the same thing at the end of the day, I'm happy. I let the engineers worry about the intricacies. Good. There we go. And Murwas should be proud of me. I have not turned on the autopilot once yet in the stream, including last week's stream, I think. We've been hand flying the entire time here. The PC-6. It's such a joy when you're able to trim it well, because it's just so finicky. You have to trim both the rudder and the stabilizer to make sure it's not banking left or right, and to make sure it's not going up or down. Let's get a bit more power in here. Have a good one, Larger. Yes, stay safe, man. And if you have holidays, happy holidays. For me, I'm counting the days. This is my last working week, so I'm counting the days of this week. Last working week of the year. Have a good one, Larger. Thanks for the conversation. And enjoy the Kodiak 100. Goodness, looking forward to that flight next week. Many streamers come around after months of nagging. They go, oh, it's actually fun to fly the plane by hand. Yeah. That's where the joy is, right? Well, that's part of it, for sure. But yes, I definitely get the joy in hand flying, especially this plane. You can really feel it. You too. Nice. Oh, so that's why you can fly. Nice. Okay. Looking forward to it, man. Have a good one. Hump day is almost here. Good. Right, I think we're trimmed out pretty well. Just the rudder a bit. I think we're still... no, that's good enough. That's good enough. Just apply a teeny weeny bit of power. I think that's okay. Alright, let's go outside, take some photos. Spot where shoot is. That's shoot. Okay, there he is. Going the same way. Are you looking forward to the Kodiak 100, Murwas? Is that plane something in your wheelhouse? Or is it too modern for you? I personally am. I've been telling the guys I've been watching a lot of missionary bush pilot videos to learn as much as I can about the plane. So about the procedures and best practices. Looking forward to the release on the 17th. On Friday. Probably Saturday for me. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. You got too many. I can imagine. Yeah. You have a ton more than I have. So I look to you for the recommendations. What is this, by the way, that I accidentally changed? Oh, a frequency. Anyone know what frequency this is? This is ADF, so we can tune into NDBs here. What about this guy? Is this like a high frequency radio or something? The numbers are not familiar to me. 4 digits. It's not the squawk code. The squawk code is in the G1000 side. So it's some kind of frequency I'm not familiar with. 110 planes? What the heck? Plus 4 DCS helis. Focus on paying off your PC for a bit. That's a good call. Yeah. Alright, let's see. We are approaching Class Charlie. But yeah, we are above Class Charlie. So a little bit of recap. Class, so we see a red line here, a crimson line, C for crimson, that's Class Charlie. And it does say, I'm not sure what SFC, surface I guess, right? Surface to 5,200 would be Class Charlie. We are above that, so we should be fine. And in the first place, I'm not sure if you are required to contact ATC before you enter Class Charlie. I think so. Class Bravo for sure, Charlie I'm not so sure. But yeah, to be safe, we stay out of airspaces so I don't have to get in touch with any controllers. And anyway, we're not in VATSIM yet, but we are role-playing it, right? Still no online controller. Okay, that's fine. Never saw the Kodiak before, just looked it up. Looks like a caravan. It definitely looks like a caravan. Like, if for me personally, I'm not very familiar with them. So if you put them side by side, I would not be able to tell them apart. I just know that the Kodiak is a bit smaller, but has the same engine, so it's a bit more powerful in that regard, right? But it's more on how it was made, because the Caravan is like a default plane, right? There's a mod that improves it, but the Kodiak is done by Simworks Studios, and the level of detail that has been put in that plane really increases immersion to a level that I have not seen before in a GA plane. Maybe the closest would be the Arrow by Just Flight, but like almost all the buttons and the small things, the climate control inside the cabin, things like that, it's just so good. You can even adjust the blowers, the direction of the blowers, right? The air conditioning. That's how detailed it can get. So if you're into immersion, if you're into fiddling with the cockpit and all the buttons and dials, then that's I would highly recommend it. And also when it comes to flight model, I haven't flown it myself, but Fabio is singing praises of it. Looks like it has the proper left turning tendencies because of P factor, because of the torque of the engine during takeoff. So it really kicks to the left massively, and you either have to put in a lot of right rudder, or you really have to put the right rudder trim all the way to the right to counteract it. And it's not going to baby you. It's not going to go easy on you. If you go full takeoff power, max torque, it will really kick to the left. And those kinds of things, those realistic things, right? Those are the ones I really look forward to. Yeah, I highly recommend it. If you enjoy the Caravan, I think you will love the Kodiak. That's my point of view. We are right above Class Charlie now, guys. Let's see if we can spot the airport from below. There we are. Airport should be right here. Roanoke, I'm not sure what that is. Blacksburg Regional. Okay. Kilo Romeo Oscar Alpha. Also, let's adjust the altimeter based on the meter here. Let's see. That guy. 3053 is the altimeter setting. We are on 3053, so that's good. Let's have a look outside and spot the airport. Should be on our 2 o'clock. There it is. There it is. 2 runways. Very nice. Indeed. Cool. That was easy to spot. That's amazing. Okay, good. Bit of left rudder, I think. Man, Shoot is fast. What speeds are you flying at right now, Shoot? Kodiak is more of a Carenado level model, right? Not Milviz level in terms of fidelity. Oh, you mean in terms of the quality of the exterior? I think so, yes. Because Carenado, that's a good thing, right? Carenado has one of the best exterior models out there. I think so. I'm not really the best expert. I'm not really the best authority when it comes to judging the exterior model. Because for me, the PC-6 here is not bad. I don't have complaints with it. But yeah, I can understand. Carenado, when you look at their planes, they're just wow. Oh, but no, the system's fidelity, no, not Carenado, definitely not Carenado. No, it's closer to, I would say, Just Flight. Yeah, where all the systems are simulated and the flight model is as accurate as possible. Even what I really enjoy, the little things when you're taxiing on the ground, the cabin actually shake. You feel the shaking. Yes, it feels very real. When Fabio landed at one time, when he was first trying it out and he was taxiing to the ramp, my goodness, it was just shaking. Like, wow, I haven't seen that shake before. It just adds so much immersion. Right, yes. Yeah. It's actually, yeah, I would put Milviz a bit lower than Just Flight when it comes to simulation, I would say. The joy of flying, probably Milviz is right up there, right? But when it comes to the accuracy, it's not, they don't deal very much with the numbers, it looks like. At least so far with this plane. This is the only product I have of them. Because if you look at the chart, there's not much about performance numbers, right? It's just high level numbers. There's no performance chart for cruise, for climb and whatnot, like takeoff distance. Unlike Just Flight, when they release the arrow, all the charts are there. Like the climb rate, the takeoff roll, the landing roll, the performance numbers for cruise, right, at different power settings. So those kinds of things they do. Oh, is it here in the PC-6? Maybe I missed it. Let's have a look then. Because that would be great. That's what I was looking for. Yes, let's go and look for it. If you could guide me. So here's the manual. So product features, normal procedure, performance information. That might be it, huh? 10-1. Let's see. Maybe I did miss it. This one. Ah, yeah. 1 second. Yeah, it's not as detailed, but it's there. It will help. That's true. Hey Chi, thanks for subbing. Good morning, man. 22 months. Hey, thanks, man. Glad to see you're here. Hope you're feeling a bit better. Happy holidays in advance, man. Milviz are very detail oriented. Yeah, that's great. Because this is what I wanted. Although this is only for one setting, right? Only for max gross weight, I believe. But I guess this is then the worst case scenario. So if you can if your numbers work with these numbers, then you're good. So I guess it's a conservative way of looking at it, and it's, I think, a very smart way of looking at it. So I think this is a good starting point. They don't have like an actual calculator or for different weights, but I think this is more than enough. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, let's refer to this later. Crap, this is in meters. Takeoff distance is in meters. Okay, need to adjust that. And then they have stalling speeds as well. If you're clean, if you have takeoff flaps, or if you have landing flaps, and depending on your angle of bank. Are you guys familiar what the difference is between indicated airspeed and a, what is C? Calibrated airspeed is? I'm a bit confused about that. The indicated airspeed and true airspeed I'm familiar, but calibrated airspeed I have not really studied that much yet. Let's get back on track here. We are trimmed a bit. I think we are moving very slightly to the right, though ever so slowly. Oh, that would be great, G. That would be great news. That's an amazing Christmas gift if ever. I hope so, I hope so. Till soon, man. Some rest. You fly just by feel. That's true, yeah. Yeah, I just want to look at it because, like, if I want to haul something, right, I'm loading myself up, and I want to get assurance that I can take off. If I follow the proper takeoff procedures, that I should be able to take off. So it's less trial and error and more calculated in that way. But that's great that they have numbers here. Cool stuff, man. Thank you. Let's refer to this on our next departure. So what I'll do next is I will probably load up max to 2800 kilos gross weight, and then we'll see. Oh, this is gross 2800 kilos gross weight, no wind, on level paved runway. So if we have headwind, the numbers will actually be better. That will actually be less takeoff roll. I see. Cool. So yes, this is very conservative. Nice. Yeah. How would you comment, Mirwaz, on the exterior of the Milviz, this PC-6 in particular? Because I've heard comments where they don't really like it that much. The quality for them is not very good. To be honest, I don't get it because I like the wear and tear on it. I don't know if it's... I think some people say this is low quality, low resolution maybe. Maybe it's a bit pixelated. Maybe if I look hard enough, yeah, that's true. But I don't really notice it that much. I like the wear and tear. And it looks very believable to me. Sure thing, man, sure thing. Have a good night. Rough and dirty style, and you like it too. Yeah, same here. So I don't really get that complaint about the quality, but yeah, maybe they want it clean, or maybe it's about, I don't really know. Maybe on 4K you notice it a bit more if there are lower quality textures. Maybe. Okay, let's go and check this out. We are 6 miles. Goodness, time flies when you're having fun. Looks like this is a city as well. Let me go back to the map here. Little nav map, help me out. Johnson Fox Field. Okay, 900 foot elevation, 1,900 foot runway, 2,000 feet runway. Somewhere there, don't know where. Looks like it's flat, no terrain. Yeah, looks like we're past the mountains by then. Cool. How about the winds? Let's go do it straight in if we can. So for procedure, let's go select approach. Do you use this too, Mirwaz? I love this, the visual approach in the G1000 NXI. It's so good. Super helpful for these airstrips that you can hardly see. Good. Nope, that's where we should be going. Yeah. Actually, it looks like we should be also very low now. So let's Go pull back on the power here. Enter that beta descent, right? You hear the props changing, going to beta, and now we descend. Oh yeah, here we go. Lovely, there's chute. And actually go even steeper than this. Gotten pretty good. Get the steam gauges as fast as possible. 4,000, you want 4,000? I give you 4,000. There it is, the 4,000 feet per minute descent at 93 knots. This is an amazing plane, and there's the glide path. Catching up to the glide path easily enough. This plane is so powerful, my goodness. You probably do it wrong. I just mainly stay at the level, so I pull back the throttle fully to idle or almost idle, and then I wait to slow down until around 90 knots or 80 knots till I hear that prop changing in its RPM, and then I descend. And then most often that's the beta descent already for me. Okay, let's go and check this out. Aux fuel pump, ignition, landing lights. Let's go for flaps. Looks like glide path wise we're good, but I have no visual of the strip in front of us. Runway 14. So this looks good. We are on the right path here. We are a bit high. Okay, let's adjust. Maybe our best guy is chute there because it seems like he's landed already. Runway 14 straight ahead. Okay. Yeah, around 85 not ready to work. I usually wait for the beta prop to sound different. The props to sound different and look at the RPM to go below 2000, and then I have an idea that it's in beta descent mode already. Looks good so far. Slow it down even more. I still have no visual of the strip. Where the heck is it? That? I think it's that one, huh? Yeah, chute looks like he's just parked on the side there. Okay, let's show off a bit to chute here. Oh my goodness. Slow it down 65 knots so we can slow down as fast as possible. That looks good. Looks good, keep it up. Going too low. There you go. Settle it down. Set it down. Oh, you don't float. Oh, that's too much. You floated a bit. My bad. Alright, reverser please. Thank you. Go to low idle. And get some steering in here. This is a bit safer at least. A bit safer than the previous airport. Yeah, we floated a bit though. I thought I would nail that landing. Goodness, that's tricky. Side slip a bit. Oh yeah, I should have done that. Uncoordinated flight to lose some of the airspeed. Makes sense. Came in slow as a turtle. You saw that bounce firsthand. Yes. Normally I should not push it down on its own. I should let it settle on its own. That's the ideal way, but I either do that or I go beyond the strip or I go around. Yeah, I didn't calculate that well enough. They're so heavy. Right, looks good. Let's have a look here. Let's see if we can do some computations. Let me engage the parking brake. Let's fuel up a bit. Let's open it up and load up some stuff as well. 335 kph for a helicopter? My goodness, that's pushing it, isn't it? It's an amazing work of art there. 350. Wow. Alright, let's see. How much fuel can we load? Let's have a look here. So max takeoff weight is 2,800 kilos. And let's see. Okay, 1 second. This one is saying at 2,800 kilos cross weight. Level paved runway, not really our thing, so I don't think I want to max it out at 2,800, but it is saying if we are sea level, I guess we kind of are somewhere in between sea level and 2,000 feet, because this is 900 feet, somewhere in between. And ISA, what's the ISA? 4 degrees. What is ISA at sea level? Is it 15? I think it's 15. So we are colder actually, so minus 10, let's say. So the takeoff roll will be a takeoff power with flaps for takeoff, climb speed 69. It should have around 475 meters of takeoff distance. 475 meters translated to feet. Is 1,500 feet. In this strip is 1,900, at least that's what it says. So we should be able to load up some stuff. Yeah, this is saying at full load we should be able to do it, so if we are not fully loaded, that should be more than okay as well. Okay, so we should be able to load up a bit. Let's load up around 400 kilos, let's say. We're 2,000 feet there. Let's also load up the fuel. Yeah. We're now at 2,181 out of 2,800. Yeah, I think I'll take that. We're still pretty light. Should be pretty good because we're not on a paved runway, so we don't want to really stretch it out so much. Almost RBS at that point, retreating blade stall, 350. Very gradual. I see. I guess it would shake first, I imagine. The cabin would shake more and more as you get closer to that RBS. Good, okay. So where do we go next? We're going we're going north this time to Sierra Victor. No, my bad. It's 5 Victor Golf 1. Blackbridge. 5 Victor Golf 1. Victor Golf 1. Blackbridge, yes, that's the one. Good. That is 23 miles away. Man, the airport's here. The strips that are part of this strip is very nice. Okay, looks good. Oh, you can actually see the Class Charlie airspace in here too. Nice. Just don't see the altitudes. Good, okay, so let's line up. And then let's see. Let me go through the checklist as well again. Yes, tab trim. Correct that. Rudder trim. Aileron trim I don't really touch. There it is. Flaps 28, so that's flaps 30. Flaps 28. Control stick, altimeter setting 900 feet, that looks good. Fuel quantity now or much better. Aux pump is still on. Ignition I turned off. Anti-ice we don't really need. Prop de-ice. Engine instruments are okay. Oil pressure, oil temperature. Oil temperature is a bit hot, getting into the yellow zone. Might have to be careful there. Everything else is good. Heating is off. Tail wheel is not locked yet. Okay, we'll do that later. Let's line up on the runway. Okay. They even get stress damage. Oh wow. Goodness, yeah. I've heard very amazing things about TCS. If it was not military oriented, they probably would have gone into it already. Just not very big on military planes. But the simulation, I heard, is top notch. Right. I love the sound of that. Let's open the window so you can hear how raw it is. Oh my goodness, right? Now that's how a plane should sound. Let's line up here, the edge of the strip. Search and rescue. Ah, I see. Yeah, there are options for going unarmed, but I don't know, I'm just more of a civil aviation kind of guy. Maybe I will get there eventually, just not yet at that level. Let's go outside and go to the edge of the strip. I don't really see where the edge is. I guess this road is the edge of the strip, huh? So much fun to want. What is the, how do you call it? MI8 or MI8? I'm not sure what that is. I'm not familiar with that. Here's the edge of the airstrip. Chute is lining up as well. Looking good. Let's line up here. Alright. Lock the tail wheel. Go to high idle. There we go. So big, but without all the weapons, it's really sporty. Oh, 8 or 17. Takeoff power is set. Applying a bit of back pressure. There it is. Beautiful. That's more like it. One of the most produced helicopters ever. 11.6 tons. Goodness. The Hind. Yeah. The Hind I think I know more of. The MI8 is not very familiar to me. And we even have those power lines in here. Is that from I Love VFR, you guys think? I do have that mod enabled. Move our flaps up. Looking good. Let's turn to the left. Go on course there. Head on course. Let's make sure no warnings. Pull back a little on the throttle. Remove a bit of that right rudder trim. Adds a lot of weight. Ah, yeah, I can imagine. Right, there we go. Set the heading bug that way. It's for guidance. 5,500. Yeah, I guess. Actually, yeah, I think it's safer. We stick to 5,500 because I see a ridge that's like 4,200. Yeah, I think it's safer. And we are generally still heading east, although it's more north than east. But still eastbound, so we stay with odd numbers. 4 tons inside or sling loaded. Ah. Can lift almost a fully loaded Huey. My goodness. Powerful stuff. Alright, let's turn off the aux fuel pump and the landing lights. Let's have a look. Where is chute? Voice chat. Oh yeah. Voice chat while doing flights. That would be amazing. True. Or we could be in VATSIM. That would be even better, right? We could be flying together and be on VATSIM. That would be so cool. I have to be ready for VATSIM first though. 1 second. Let me have a look at VATSIM. Still no controller. Still no controller. Look at the breadcrumbs, guys. Do you think we have autopilot on? Does that look like autopilot to you? Spaghetti trails right there. Oh, my bad. Right rudder, counteract the adverse yaw. Let go of the rudder as it normalizes. There we go. Lots of people sit and chat on Discord. Yeah, that's one disadvantage. We had that happen a couple of times when we did convoys and I had voice chat on. Oftentimes the discussions would get a bit involved, right? And it would be harder to definitely interact with chat that way. So that's not a good thing, but it's still fun. So some people enjoy it, some people don't. It's a bit it requires a bit of balance. For me personally, that's why we did the convoys with when we have convoys these days in Truck Sim, we are using the in-game voice chat, right? The CB radio, so that it would be a bit more controlled, right? You have to press something and then you would really mimic having a radio on. That kind of balances out the audios. So if someone needs to speak, they can, but they don't have like the entire airtime of it, if you get what I mean. So it's a bit better balance for me. Alright, looks good. Let's go and get the 5,500 in here. Align our heading bug. There you go. Yeah, it's very hard to manage, that's true. I myself personally, I'm not good at managing that when I tried. So I went to the more restrictive approach. Because some people get a bit excited, right? It's a very enjoyable activity. Some people sometimes forget that it's a stream still, so we still have to control the discussions a bit. And sometimes it can get out of hand. Hyper 212 Black Edition. Not very familiar with the cooler, but if it's compatible, I think it should be good. Oh, that's more than enough. Yeah, that should be good, man. Maybe you won't be able to. I mean, the CPUs these days are super smart, right? They like boost themselves, right? They increase their frequencies on their own if you have the headroom. So maybe you just won't be able to get the most headroom, but I think it should still be able to boost quite enough. Let us know how it works. Let us know how your temperatures go, how the performance is. Any idea when it's arriving? Does it have a date yet? Boosts to almost 5 gigs on its own. Ah, I see. Today? Oh my goodness. Yeah, good luck, man. Yes, keep us posted. If you can join next week's stream, then let us know how it went. Boost up to 4.95. Man, that would be amazing. And that's not only the clock speed, right? Even the IPC, the instructions per count, the instructions per cycle, I forget, but the IPC is much better than the Ryzen 3000 series, right? If I remember it correctly. The 5000 series has superior IPC. So you get higher clock speed, but not only that, you get higher IPC. Your gaming IPC is secondary. Oh, I'm not familiar with that. I thought it would be the combination of both clock speed and IPC. Maybe it depends on the game, huh? Clock speed is king by far. I have not heard that before. I'll have to look into it. Interesting. Yeah, I always thought it's a combination. I know it's single-threaded performance is the king, but I didn't know it was clock speed alone. I thought IPC had a factor in there as well. Thanks. Good. And right as the sunset starts to hit. Perfect. Physics, lighting, shadows, textures, everything, and sounds. Yeah, that's true. GPUs are working hard these days. But the CPUs still have a lot of computation, especially with sims like these, right? So you really need that powerful PC, powerful CPU. If the defrost and the DA40NG is anti-ice, I'm not an expert on the DA40, unfortunately. I've only flown it a handful of times. Maybe Merwaz knows, or someone in chat. It sure sounds like it, huh? Defrost, doesn't it work, Kivo? What is that in the distance? You see that on the peak? Oh, that's like a radar dome. So cool. Look at this, guys. Look at this. You see that radar dome? Right? Well, look at what we have in the VFR chart. A radar dome indeed. So it looks like the I Love VFR mod really looks at the landmarks in here and places them correctly. Like if there was a power line there, a radar dome here, that is super cool. I like that. Goodness, that's nice attention to detail. That's what makes the I Love VFR mod such a nice mod to have. The only load on CPU is the nav systems. Not so sure. I have lots of CPU load on my end. I'm not sure what they are. And if you increase the terrain, the level of detail, it puts a heavy load on the CPU. So I think a lot of calculations still come into play there on the CPU. Maybe the physics part, I don't know. But yeah, definitely with the LOD, like if you increase the terrain LOD to 400, you get a massive load on the CPU. So oftentimes people would go back to 200. Very nice. Let's take a screenshot of that. Nice radar dome add-on there. It does, but then you find yourself needing it and it doesn't defrost. Maybe not the windshield. Maybe for the windshield it needs to be some kind of cabin heating. That's how it works for other planes. Oh crap, we're almost near. Nice. How are the winds like? 1 second, let's go and look for the meter here. Nearest meter. No. I think this one is the biggest one. Yeah. 3054. Okay, yeah, I can work with that. Pretty close. 3054. I always get confused which one it is. Okay, there it is. Almost the same. And then in terms of winds, 125 knots, I guess, unless it changes there. Select approach. I guess 08 would be okay. Okay. I should be turning left, it says. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's follow it. Looks like we'll need a beta descent again. Love it when it's time for beta descent. So I keep it level like so. I push up on the stick so I don't descend yet. But I'm bleeding off my airspeed. Bleeding off my airspeed. Bleeding off my airspeed. I hear the beta prop kick in and now I let go of the stick and start descending. I love that. Yeah, that's true. Many of the smaller planes are not rated for icing. Like, it's actually illegal to go into icing, known icing conditions. Okay, I think that's good enough. Looks good. Right. You have to really look into it first. If there is known icing in the part where you're flying, if there's not, then you can fly, at least legally. If it's wise, you'll still have to analyze it. That's why I love Fabio streams that way. That's a part that I don't really know, especially the icing part, the weather part. I learn a lot of things in that stream from Fabio, where he goes to different websites, government websites with those icing information. Really looks at it from a real life point of view. Very nice, very educational and very entertaining for me. Yeah, true. Ideally, you won't even need to use the anti-ice, right? The de-icing. You won't put yourself in that situation. Right, let's do a sharper right turn here. Maybe 30-degree back. Start pulling back on the power. Here's the visual. 08. Looking good. There we go. Alright, let's zoom in here because I can't see where it is actually. Where the heck is it? A bit low. Bit high rather. Aux fuel pump. Ignition. Landing lights. Lead off the speed. Oh my goodness, there's a mountain right in front. Might have to adjust this. Okay, now we're in flap. We are getting some icing. Goodness. Guys, see this? Yeah, our windshield is icing up because it's what, -8 degrees in here. Goodness, okay. Looks like the strip is right in front. I think it's that one, guys. Yeah, I think it's that one, okay. Right, looks good. Alright, here we go. Too fast, too low. Lead off that airspeed. Lead it off. Let's go to idle. There it is. Come on. Settle on slowly. Ah, still not the best. Still bounce there. Come on. But it's a safe landing, so I'm not complaining. Good. Switch to low idle. Tail wheel steering, and let's get out of the runway as chute will be approaching soon, I imagine. Love the sounds as we go through different surfaces. Goodness. Yeah, that's scary. Let's go and get the heat up. I think we can do like these 3 for the cabin heating, for the anti-ice. Man, no moisture outside, but it's icing, huh? -5. Hey, recovery. Basta. Now I still have work. I have work till end of this week. Making it the most out of it. Yeah, final stretch before the holidays. How about you? Alright, let's go and unload these guys. Let's leave a little. I do want to try this trapdoor thing. This looks pretty interesting. You guys tried this before? That's pretty cool. You can actually drop your cargo mid-air. There, shoot. Let's go and look at him. You got work all week and next week till Friday. Hang in there, man. Hang in there. So you'll be... but it should be a holiday on the 20th. Oh, no. Is it a holiday on the 24th there too? Not since release, but I've had it maybe, I don't know, a month. Yeah, so fairly new, but not that recent. So I had a bit of time to get familiar with the systems, but not yet with the handling on the landing. Oh, that rhymed. You got it on release. Nice. They did mention that the steam gauges are coming next year, hopefully early next year. So I'm really looking forward to that. Although I will miss the power that the G1000 NXI gives. Hey, Anonym. Unfortunately not, man. I know a little bit of Spanish, but not much. How about you? Where are you from? I wonder if Shoot is seeing the same thing. Well, he should be on the G1000 NXI, and I would imagine he loaded the visual approach as well. So I might be seeing the same thing as I am. Oh yeah, there he is on final. There he is. Very nice, like a boss. So professional. Just need to stop now. That's the way you land, not the way I did. Yeah, he made it just in time. He's safe. Good job. Copy paste ASO PC-6 steam gauge. Yeah, no Spanish. Awesome job, man. Let's see if we still have time for one more stop. Let me have a look at Sky Park first. Okay, at least it's detecting where we are. VA00, Victor Alpha 00. Brook Hill Farm is 24 nautical miles away. It's a 2,000 foot dirt runway. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. So this is where we are. Black Bridge, grass strip, Glasgow. There's a Glasgow in the US. Well, I shouldn't be surprised. Couple of peaks in there, low peaks. Looks like there's a VOR here, 115.3. Montebello VOR. Brook Hill Farm, this is the one, yes. 1,600 feet elevation, 2,000 foot long airstrip. Yeah, I think it's a bit, might be edging it a bit, pushing it a bit. So I think we'll shut down here. Oh, but I want to test the thing. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I think that we can do it if we hurry a bit. That might be a recipe for disaster hurrying, but fine. Okay, so we've unloaded the stuff. We are only remaining with this guy. I do want to try it out. Let's go. And take off from here. Okay, let's do those checks again because this is the part I always forget. So let's go through the checklist, keep it safe. Stab trim, yes, looks good. Rudder trim on the right side. Aileron trim is okay. Flaps 28. Yeah, that's flaps for takeoff. Control stick is okay. Altimeter setting is... Whoa, 1 second. Looks like my altimeter setting is all the way off. It should be 800 feet here. Really? Huh. Okay. Maybe it changed. 1 second, let's have a look. Nearest airport, Lexington. Look at that. The weather absolutely changed out of nowhere. That might be one of the sicknesses we have in the sim still. 2975 now, okay. Good thing we have a checklist. 2975. Wow, now it became so much low pressure, huh? Doesn't make sense. Alright, then is that more aligned? Yeah, that's more aligned because Black Bridge is 800 feet elevation. We're at 740 here, so it's a bit off, but you can maybe adjust it like so. 2980. Should be close enough. Fuel quantity is good. Aux fuel pump, let's turn that on. No, that's still on. Ignition can go off. Anti-ice, yeah, we should not have that before takeoff, I think. That worked though, that removed the ice, that's good. Heating control, tail wheel lock, yeah, let's do that. Let's line up on the runway. And let's see, where are we headed? Victor Alpha 00. Thanks. Actually, that's a good point. I haven't plugged it in here yet. Victor Alpha 00. Brook Hill Farm. Yes, that's the one. Good. Look at the icing building up immediately. You'll have to be very careful. But yeah, I think during takeoff, should not have any anti-ice on, because that will, yeah, look at the oil pressure, the oil temperature rather. It's getting too cold, too hot rather. Not sure how to actually fix that. No, actually this is the right one, right? That one. There we go. So let's line up on the runway here. Let me pull this out just to be on the safe side. Yeah, I think that is increasing the oil temperature when you use those. Not sure if that's normal. Maybe we need to be on high idle when we do that. There's a steam gauge version of... Yeah, I actually haven't not loaded the Asobo PC-6 yet. I'm so happy with the Milviz PC-6, I did not find the need to try it out. How do you like it in comparison? Have you tried it? I guess I would use it for the steam gauges mainly. Alright, let's line up here. That's the airstrip supposedly. There it is. Man, look at that view. Lovely lighting. Might go a bit over the stream, guys, because I don't think we'll make it there in 10 minutes, but we'll make it count, hopefully. Not the best landings today I've done, huh? I have to practice that. There he is. Struggling a bit. I do like we can actually see like the dirt being pushed by the tires there. Right, here we go. Let's go and what do you have to do? Lock the tail wheel and go to high idle. There we go. Steady on the throttle. Keep it center line. Little bit of back pressure. Just a tad. Airspeed's alive. There we go. Rotate 65 knots. Keep it steady. Oof. Looks good, although the icing is not comforting. I think we'll need to do something about that. Let's worry about that when we're airborne. When we have stabilized a bit and passed these mountains. Let's get a bit of an idea how the topography is. Whew. That's scary. Okay, flaps going up. Looking good. Get a bit of left rudder. Ox fuel pump landing lights going off. Let's get a bit of lighting in here on the interior. There we go. Very nice. Keep it climbing, keep it climbing. And get some anti-ice on. Even on the anti-ice and prop de-ice there. Whoa! That increased the torque immensely. What happened? Was that an updraft maybe? Okay, there you go. It's more like it. Start pulling back on the power. Don't think we need to go that high. Maybe 3.5 should be okay. 3,500. Okay, the ice is starting to dissipate. That's good. That's interesting. What is this? When I turn on the prop de-ice. Oh, prop de-ice amps. I see, I see. Cool. It's going to be pretty useful. There we go. So we can try to actually release this load somewhere here for science. I do like that approach. Let's level off here and then think about it. Okay, getting close to 3,500. There it is. Let's pull back on the power a bit. Trim it out. Left rudder trim as well. There you go. Nice. That's more like it. Beautiful. Okay. So yeah, we can think about dropping this off somewhere there in the fields maybe. You can't really see it drop off though, but yeah, the closest thing is I think we just pull this if I remember correctly. So that trap door will open, it will release the load, and we should see it go bye-bye. So cool. Okay, let's close that up. And now it's gone. Although I think technically the load is still there. Yeah, I wish it would also lighten the plane. That would make it more realistic, doesn't it? I think there is a specific reason why they didn't do it, but yeah, it's pretty cool that that feature is there in the first place. Just add one more to the immersion factor, right? Very nice. Alright, let's see what we can expect here. It's a very short leg, only 20 miles I think, more or less. We have 17 miles to go. I love these short hops. You're not stuck on cruise so much. So here we are on the right direction. We have maybe a river. Is that a river or a highway maybe? Not sure what that indicates. Let's look, right? Let's look. That should be right below us. I think it's more of a highway. Is it this one? Let's have a look outside. Oh, it might be that one. Yeah, it might be this one. Looks like a river. Sure looks like a river. It's not the one. It's this one. And then we have some peaks. 1663 to 740. Nothing bad though, nothing steep. There is an almost 3,000 foot peak there, which we will be passing through. How are you doing, Rohan? Finals week this week, is it? Projects, was it? That might be the 3,000 feet peak that we saw. 1 second, why am I all over the place? There we go. Get back into it. Yep, nice. Good luck. Almost there, right? Almost there. It's almost the same for me. For me, it's the last working week. So I'm really trying to push it. All temperature is not very good. Let's push back on the ice. That should cool it down, I think, a bit. Yeah, it's cooling down a bit now. Not sure if that's normal. If maybe that's not really supported to use that heating for long periods of time, maybe. Spider-Man next week right after. Nice. I have Spider-Man this Friday. Looking forward to it. I think it's great so far. There are articles coming out already about it. There are articles with spoilers, so I've been able to avoid those so far. We'll see. Yeah. I think it's going to be good. How's the oil temperature now? Cooling down. Yes, 105, 104. It was 118 a while ago. Okay. Looks good. Yeah, I booked mine like a week in advance. And it was almost full already. I was surprised I actually managed to get something. Yeah, oil temperature 99. There we go. Starting to get into normal levels. Good. Alright, let's see. So we have these hills here. And the airstrip should be right beyond. So maybe somewhere around there where my mouse is. Okay. And how do the runways look like? The runways look like 04 or 22. Okay, 04 or 22. 04 doesn't seem to be bad, because 04 would be this way. Although that might be hindered by the hill. 22 might be better actually in terms of landing, because that's away. That's facing towards the hill. So at least you would have planes on your final approach path there. So let's go for a visual 22. Go for a straight in. Activate. There we go. Let's go ahead and remove that topography. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, that looks good. Alright, let's follow that. Okay, we don't need to descend just yet. We can stay on this path. It's the best Spider-Man movie so far. Oh yeah, that's what I saw too. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. So it looks like I'm climbing here. Let's go down again to 3,500. So we should see the airstrip on our right side. Let's go and look there later, like this, right? Let's go and find it as we go. Maybe I can stay here for now, because if we look here, runway 22 should be right on that side. Okay. You can keep an eye out. Yeah, stay away from the social media feeds. Someone is bound to spoil it for sure. I can imagine the excitement from Muraz. Looking good. How's Volanta looking? Yeah, still nothing. No controller today in this area, unfortunately. Not a busy day. Okay. All good, all good. Alright, there's 3,500, looking good. Still don't need to descend. It's 1,600 the elevation of the farm, and let me double check the meter here because it might have changed again suddenly. Somewhere near, yeah, Lexington is still nearest. 2975. Okay, changed a bit. 2975. That's the one. Okay. Should be starting our descent soon. Twittergram. Hey Dwarfy, how are you? Runway 22 should be right in front of us. It's a dirt airstrip. Not sure if you can spot it. Is it that one? Is it this one? Not so sure. When we're closer, we'll look for it. Also here you kind of see two markers, right? I think that diamond is for the final approach. That's like the glide path, and this like semi-triangle, this like chevron here is like the what do you call it, VNAV profile. So before you go to the approach, you follow this, and when you're on final, you follow the diamond. I think that's how it goes. That's how we read it. Okay, getting closer on the right side. Start looking out. I think it's this one. Guys think? Yeah, it's that one probably, right? Should be an hour like 1 o'clock maybe. Okay, I'm doubting now. Where should it be? Maybe it's that one, but this one looks like it's 2 o'clock now, and this one still not. Yeah, help me spot it out, guys. Maybe it's this one, huh? Yeah, it looks like it's this one. Probably. Should be starting our descent now, based on the VNAV profile. Okay, let's double check. By the time we're abreast here, should be 90 degrees, right? Should be on our 3 o'clock based on the map. I think it does line up. Or is it that one? That looks too small. It might be this one. I'll just look for the most even and the longest strip, and I'll use that. Yeah, it looks like this. Now we're directly abreast of it, and the runway looks like that too. Probably. Okay, let's start descending. Hey, thanks for the follow. Beach House, welcome to the stream. Right, start descending in here. Might need to steepen our descent a bit. We'll do like a wider right downwind. Doing good, Dwarfy, doing good. Wait to hear. There we go. Right, flaps are down. This one notch. Let's go and turn first before we deploy the others. It's a bit steep. Add and add. No worries, that's perfect. Oh, there's shoot. Is he looking for the runway as well? Maybe he found it already. Landing lights on. He's on final too. I'll just follow behind him. Yeah, I'll follow behind him. I think we should be lower. Yeah, it should be lower. Does seem like it's too low though. Oh, I see an aircraft there. I can do some more plane spotting with AIG. Doesn't look like we're perfectly aligned, the two of us. Full flapped. Bit too fast. Slow it down. Where the heck is it? Guys, see where Shoot is landing? Is that it? It doesn't look proper. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, got it. Goodness, there are trees you have to clear before you even stop. Ooh, this is steep. Come on. Oh! Ouch! I don't think I ever did a good landing in today's stream. Sorry about that, guys. That's safety first. Better land hard than smash into a tree. There we go. Touchdown! And let's sit right next to this guy. Thanks, Shoot, for accompanying me the entire way. Appreciate the company. Awesome. Ooh, that was a firm landing. Let's call it a firm landing. Awesome. Let's see. Did that get recognized? That did get recognized. So hopefully, guys, next week we'll be on the Kodiak. Really looking forward to that plane. I'll see how that works. Alright, so let's shut things off. How do you do this? Landing lights. Let's go ahead and go to low idle. We are in low idle already. Let's turn off the avionics. Is that how you do it? Maybe. Go to drop. Might not be the perfect sequence. Turn that off. Turn off the batteries. Cut off the fuel. And open the doors as we're our thing is starting to accumulate. There we go. Alright. Phew. Nice flying from your end too, Shoot. Awesome stuff, man. Thanks for the company. Nice firm landing. Hey, super. Thanks for joining, man. And thanks for lurking. Appreciate the company. NFL, your favorite sport. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I did feel like it, right? Good. Awesome stuff. So guys, catch you next week. Hopefully we're in the Kodiak 100 by then, but we'll continue this trip. And that will be a different beast altogether. We'll see how it works. Thanks. Have a good day. Have a great night. And catch you in 2 days for some trekking. Holidays are coming. Can't wait. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.